How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. We're going to do some guided reading practice today. How does that sound to you?
We just did this!
Yeah, so let's get really excited because reading is something very important that we will need for our whole lives.
Yeah. And when we learn letters, that means we read letter books.
Yes. Okay. So the book we'll be reading is The Rainbow Fish. How does that sound?
I love rainbow fish.
Okay. So you guys are going to be in groups of 5 and you each are going to be reading a passage. So as you guys are reading, I'm going to be walking around the room and I'll be here to help guide you and answer any questions that you guys will have. Okay?
Will we hurt ourselves?
No. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to some of the vocabulary words that we are going to be working with in the lesson and while we're reading, okay?
Okay.
So, here's the vocabulary words. I've written them down on the dry erase board to help you guys remember. This is what we're going to be thinking about and keeping in mind as we're reading. The first one is think aloud. Think aloud means to express one's thoughts as soon as they occur. So, as you guys are reading, I want you guys to be thinking aloud after each person reads the passage, okay? We're going to be discussing everything we're learning together. Number 2 is context clues. Context clues are hints found within that sentence, paragraph, or passage that a reader uses to understand the meaning of new words, okay? Eyes on me. Number 3, predictions. A thing predicted or a forecast of something. So prediction is something that you foresee happening or something you think will happen. Number 4 is visualize. Visualize is relating to a picture or display to illustrate or accompany something. Number 5 is evaluate, to determine something, okay? All right, so now that we know our vocabulary words that we're gonna be practicing and engaging with today, let's keep on going through our instructions before I turn you guys loose to do the reading. So, now that vocab is out of the way, I'm also gonna be handing out a graphic organizer for you guys. This is going to assist you with your reading. You guys are going to be completing this after your reading. So after each of you guys have read your passage and you come to the end of the book and I've answered all the questions you might have, we're gonna move on to working in our graphic organizers, okay? Okay, so again, this graphic organizer will be completed after the reading. The graphic organizer I have found for you guys, let's just pull it up. It is called Making Connections, Reading Response Graphic Organizer. On this graphic organizer, I'm gonna have you guys put the author of the book title being The Rainbow Fish, and today's date. After we have the author, the book title, we're gonna move on to the first little box that has a number 1 in it, and it says, in the text I read. So you guys are gonna put in this little box what you read in the story, The Rainbow Fish. Next, you guys are gonna move on to box number 2. And it says, and it reminds me of. So in this box, you guys are going to put what the story reminded you of. Next, we're gonna move on to box 3. This one says, and helps me understand. So in this box, you guys are going to be writing what the story helped you understand, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the question?
The question is, when you do your work, you have to sit down in your chair and work, and then you have to open the book and read.
Yes, absolutely. Those are valid points. So now that I've shown you the graphic organizer, I'll keep this up on our little board and the iPad so you guys can refer back to it, okay? And soon I'll be handing out blank pieces of paper with the graphic organizer printed on it, and you guys will be able to put all of your writings inside the boxes. So now that we've went over our vocabulary words and our graphic organizer and the book we'll be reading, let's keep on moving. So now we're going to show you how to do paired reading. Paired reading is going to be where each of you guys are in your 5 groups. One person is going to take a turn reading a passage. Yes, Rowan?
Oh, because when we take a we take a book and then put it probably in our box like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
you guys are each gonna read a passage.
Yeah, like this passage.
Yep. Okay. Let me keep explaining to you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So one person is gonna read a passage, and then the next person in the group is gonna read a passage, and so on until we get to the 5th person. And if there are still more pages in the book, it will start all over to the person number 1 who is reading the passage. You guys will continue this until you get to the end of the book, okay?
Okay.
All right. So if there are any questions, please ask me. And if not, then we're gonna begin. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I just have one question for you.
Okay.
So, that's how we do it when we work and then sit down and then we open the book, and then if we get really tired we have water.
Okay. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to hand out our graphic organizers. And yes, if you need a drink of water, feel free to have a drink of water. But let me pass out your graphic organizers. Here's your blank graphic organizer and something to write with, okay? Don't begin yet, okay? Because remember I said we're going to complete that after you guys read your story, okay? Okay, so remember I'm gonna have these vocabulary words on the dry erase board that you guys can look at and make sure that you're having this to help you guide along into the reading. So I want you guys to be thinking aloud with each other, looking at the context clues in the stories. I want you guys to be making predictions about the stories, and I want you to visualize. I also want you to evaluate what you guys are reading in the story all together. So you guys are going to be doing this in your small groups as I walk around, and I will help you in any way I can. And if you guys have questions while I'm at another group, you guys will just raise your hands and I will come over there. Okay?
Okay.
So here's the graphic organizer for my example, the vocabulary words, and you guys have your graphic organizers in which we will complete right after the reading, okay?
Okay.
How does that sound? You feel good about that?
Yeah, but probably I'm gonna need help.
I will be more than happy to help you guys, okay?
Okay.
All right, great. Then let's get started.
All right. How are we gonna do it?